Okay, here is a run through of the problems on your practice for the day. As usual, pause, rewind, fast forward, use this as a tool to help reinforce your understanding, or if you have no idea at all, hopefully this will help remind you. You can also go back and look at the videos from previous days for a little bit more detailed explanation. I will go through these fairly quickly. So, starting with number 1. We want to write this with a positive exponent. Never leave your answer with a negative exponent. And so because negative means reciprocal, this k to the negative 4 goes to the bottom, leaving just a 1 on the top. So this becomes 1 over k to the 4th. Number 2. You have a 2, and then you have a z, which is raised to the negative 8 power. The 2 is happy where it is. The z to the negative 8 wants to go to the bottom. So the 2 stays where it is. The z goes to the bottom, becomes z to the positive 8. Number 3. 1 over 2, and then x to the negative 3rd. The 2 is happy where it is. The x to the negative 3rd wants to move to the top. So it becomes x to the positive 3. The 2 stays where it is, so you get x to the 3rd over 2. Number 4. The c to the negative 2 wants to go to the bottom. The d stays where it is. So the d stays on top. The c becomes c squared. Number 5, you have a 4, which is happy where it is. X to the negative 6 is going to want to move, and y to the negative 2 is also going to want to move. So 4 stays on top. X to the negative 6 goes to the bottom and becomes x to the positive 6. Y goes to the bottom and becomes y to the 2nd. There's our answer. Number 6. So we have 2f to the 0 power. Remember, anything to the 0 power is just 1. 7g to the negative 10. So I'll do this in 2 steps. So we have 2 times 1 over 7g to the negative 10, and that's going to go to the top. So we have 2g to the positive 10 now, and 7 stays where it is. Number 7, the q to the negative 5 on top and the r to the negative 1 want to go to the opposite part of the fraction, so they're going to kind of change places, and so we're left with r to the 1 over q to the 5th. R to the 1 is just r, so you could write that as r over q to the 5th. Number 8, 3 is happy where it is. W to the negative 5th is going to want to move. X to the negative 6 is going to want to move. So here we have that going and that going. The 3 stays where it is. X to the 6th on top. W to the 5th on the bottom. Number 9, h squared is happy where it is. K to the negative 1 is going to want to move to the bottom, and everything else is happy where it is. So h squared stays on top, 6 stays where it is, m squared stays where it is, and k to the positive 1, which you could also just write as k. And finally, number 10. Here we have a 20 on the top and a 5 on the bottom. We can actually simplify that a little bit. And then the p to the negative 1 is going to move to the bottom, and the q to the negative 3 is going to move to the top. So the 20 and the 5 just leaves you with 4 and 1. So we have 4, and then the q goes to the top as q to the 3rd. That 1 on the bottom is not necessary. The p to the negative 1 goes to the bottom as p to the positive 1, or p to the 1 power. All right, I hope this helped. Have a good weekend.